Hello, welcome back to Unbox Imagination. I'm Chanel, the founder. I want to start by saying Happy Mother's Day to all my amazing mothers, carers, nurturers out there. I know that today has been assigned a special day for yourselves, but I think it's also important to recognize that every day is a day in which your role should be celebrated. And it's one of those roles that is um, without please and thanks most of the times, which kind of leaves you feeling unappreciated, undervalued at times. But I just want to let you know that you are seen, you are heard, and you are valued. The role of a mother carries such amazing significance when it comes to generations. You are birthing not just a child, but you are birthing a generation. So it's important to know that when you are raising a child, you are also raising the future. And so that role tends to have a lot of challenges, it tends to have a lot of expectations, and it can, again, like I said, it can be very much a thankless task. But I just pray that you will keep going, keep showing up, keep standing firm in knowing that as a mother, you have what it takes to overcome every challenge that comes with parenting or with raising children, whether they are younger or whether they are older, because when they become older, that presents different challenges, especially having adult children. Then you have to start to adjust to the fact that they are an adult, they can make their own decisions, and perhaps you might find situations where you're having to be quiet, and develop that quiet strength, which is what our story is about today. But before I get into the story, I also want to let you know that we had our pre-Mother's Day event yesterday, which was really successful. The feedback was great. Um, they really found us that space to have peace and restoration. And I'm hoping that we could have many more events like this to really celebrate the mother nurturing and caring role, but also for every single parent out there to have that time and space to have peace, to just be still, and to find out what it is that's important to you. So I'm going to invite you, before we read our stories, as we do, just to have a moment where we are drawing into ourselves. So we're shutting the world out, and this is only for a few moments. So I want to encourage you by perhaps starting with finding a space that's quiet, a place that's also comfortable. And as you sit there and take a few deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth, I want you to imagine that the thoughts and the challenges of the day, or perhaps the week or weekend, it's just melting away. If you can imagine like ice melts. It can only hold its shape for a certain amount of time in the right environment. But here you have the opportunity to create the environment in which you'd like to see. And that environment is an invitation for you to let go of the challenges that may have directed your week, your weekend. And as we prepare to go into a new week, I want you to think about one thing that you are looking forward to. So something positive that you are looking forward to. And it doesn't have to be something big. It could be perhaps having a cup of tea or taking a walk, dropping the kids off to school, catching up with an old friend. So just holding in the front of your mind, what is it that you're looking forward to? And as you hold that at the forefront of your mind, I want you to start to think about, how does that feel for you? How are you going to feel once you're in this moment that you're looking forward to? So you might feel relaxed or excited. You might feel curious. What is it that you are going to feel in that moment? What do you envision feeling in that moment? And how can you embody it in this moment? I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath, fully accepting of that moment and drawing it into yourself. So you are becoming the you in that moment, in this present. I hope that has blessed you. It is moments like this where we can take the good things, the things that make us feel good, that allows us to distress or to have a moment where we don't feel like things are falling apart. You have the power to embrace that, despite of what your situation's looking like. So I want to encourage you to do more of these things. And if you would like more advice or guidance or more tools and tips, please do sign up to our Facebook group, our social media page, or our newsletter. I have the heart of a giver, and I want to give, and I want you to be able to find comfort in the everyday. I want to empower you to take mindful moments of peace and restoration so that you can get up and go again. But not only just get up and go again, so that you can start to discover who you truly are, what your true talents, what your true skills are, and you can start to elevate. With that said, let's get into today's story. So today's story is called The Quiet Strength Within. The rain pattered gently against the window pane as Maria folded yet another basket of laundry. The house was quiet now, her children tucked into bed, the hum of the day finally easing into stillness. Her arms ached from carrying, cooking, comforting. Her mind was tangled with worries. Was she doing enough? Was she giving too much? Maria sank into her favorite chair, letting out a long breath, a sigh that carried the weight of 1,000 small sacrifices made in love. She picked up her Bible from the table beside her and let it fall open to a familiar page. She is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. This was from Proverbs 31:25. Those words had always sounded beautiful but distant, like a song written for someone else. But tonight, they felt like a whisper meant just for her. Maria closed her eyes and let herself remember. All the days she rose before the sun, preparing, providing, praying. The time she had wiped away tears, her children's and her own. The night she had stood guard over fevers, bad dreams, and endless worries. The moments of laughter woven into the hard days, joy threaded through struggle like gold. She had faced so many battles, some small, like coaxing smiles from weary faces, some great, like holding her family together when life unraveled. It was in those moments Maria realized that her strength had grown, not from being perfect or having it all figured out, but from showing up day after day, loving fiercely and faithfully. Tears stung her eyes as she let the truth settle deep into her soul. She had been strong all along, quietly, unseen, but undeniably strong. A verse from Isaiah rose up in her heart. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. Isaiah 40:31. Maria smiled softly, a warmth spreading through her chest. She wasn't alone in this journey. Her strength wasn't measured by perfection or ease, but by resilience, love, and her willingness to lean on God's grace. She looked around at the dimly lit room, her home filled with the evidence of her labor and love. The quiet was no longer empty, it was full of purpose, of promise. She rose from the chair, her tired body renewed by a deeper strength. The strength that comes from giving, from loving, from trusting that her efforts were seen and held by the one who created her. Maria whispered a prayer of gratitude, her voice steady and sure. Thank you, Lord, for the strength you have placed within me. Help me to see it, embrace it, and rest in it. And as Maria drifted off to sleep, her heart was light, knowing that her strength was real. Her love was enough. And as Maria drifted off to sleep, her heart was light, knowing that her strength was real. Her love was enough, and her journey was held by hands far greater than her own. I pray this story has blessed you, and it is a reminder that mothers have a quiet strength. It's in those moments when you are exhausted, when you feel undervalued, or when the challenges feels quite overwhelming. I encourage you to remember that it is in those moments where your strength, as quiet as it may be, is held and elevated by the one who holds, sees, and knows you best. Good night, and God bless.